Hello, everyone. It's Karima Rainmaker Stewart, and we are here with you for another video in the Money Joy Masterclass series. And today I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you to Nada Howarth, who is a Master Certified Law of Attraction Life Coach, Light Body Teacher, a Reiki Master Teacher, Quantum Success Coaching Academy instructor, mentor, and member of the support team for Christy Whitman International. Nada is the founder and CEO of Nada's Essentials Life Coaching, Caregivers Oasis, ooh, love that, and Essential Connections. She is a highly acclaimed personal empowerment and relationship coach, energy healer, and in-demand meditation teacher. Nada has a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She is also the well-known co-host for Live LOA Radio. She lives in Utah with her husband and her two cats, one of which you might see roaming around momentarily. Welcome, Nada. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you.
Wow, thank you, Karima. That was beautiful introduction. I truly appreciate it, and I am so excited to be here. I'm just so happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Nada. And one of the reasons why I reached out to you was that when I found you through a mutual friend, and then I checked you out online, and I was just like, this woman has just such zeal, such passion, such purpose in helping people live an authentic life, and helping us get to our next level and transform ourselves from the inside out. And I thought you would really be able to speak to how do we become successful by becoming more authentically ourselves, and how all of that relates to money. So just to kind of kick us off, can you tell us a little bit more about how you came to the work that you're currently in, and how this work has allowed you to be more authentically you?
Oh, I would love to, Karima. I haven't always been this authentic or confident or successful.
Mm-hmm.
And, years ago, I had been through a history of trauma abuse on many levels in many different ways. And all that was it turned out to be, even though it really sucked, it was grist for the mill. And it got to a point where I just decided that no more, and I didn't want anybody to have to go through what I had and suffer with it as long as I did with the after effects. The actual trauma or whatever only happens in moments, but you live with it and it's with you for years. So as a result of that, and in the middle of my healing process, I discovered that I really wanted to become a life coach.
Wow.
I really wanted to be a Reiki healer. All these things came out, and I knew that that was how I was going to help other people heal from, similar things like I had been through, or even, we traumatize ourselves daily with the way we talk to ourselves or the way we try to please everybody else, which was another part of my history that brought me where I am. I was such a pleaser that, I didn't even know who I was. I did not even know, why I was special or anything. And I just kept trying to repeat what other people told me to do, until it wasn't working. And I was so miserable. I was so unhappy that I decided to take the information I had been given and learned. It's all valuable.
Yeah.
But to apply it in my own way and to really get comfortable in my own skin in the way that I did it. And oh my gosh, that is when my success took off. And so for me, authenticity and success are almost synonymous. At least that's what happened in my life, is that once I found my authentic self, then I was successful. It just I didn't even have to try.
One of the things that I heard you say in that, and there were two words that really spoke to me, and they're kind of like the essence of transformation. One, you said, "I decided," right?
Yes.
That's right. We think it's easy, but to make a decision to move your life forward and step into this arena of becoming authentically you. That's powerful. And then you said, I applied it.
Amen.
Decision and application. You can't go wrong with those. So I
Yeah.
mean that really just stood out to me, that you have the tools, but you actually didn't just sit on them. You actually applied them, and that's why you're here and helping others to become successful and more authentic. And when you talk about success, can you kind of describe what it is that you mean by it and what that connection between success and authenticity is?
Oh, I'd love to, Karima. So for me, success is it's as unique as each one of us are. And for me, what I would describe it as is that point in your life where you're happy, you're full of joy, you are peaceful, you're calm, you have enough of what you want, more than enough. In other words, that you can relax and enjoy being who you are in your life. And like I said, that's different for each and every one of us. Not everybody wants a six-figure income, but,
Mm,
all of us, I mean, there are people that really wouldn't be comfortable with that. But there are a lot of people that, really can handle that and know what to do with that money. I think we all could eventually if we
I could
learn.
learn a few things. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like everything else, you'd have to learn the skill and decide to do it, decide to
Mhm.
apply it. But being successful is just being you in the moment. When you're in that space of, connected to your own divine true self and flowing with the energy that is around you, no matter what's coming at you,
Okay.
you are successful as long as you are staying in your center.
So flowing with whatever's around you
Mm-hmm.
and not, because sometimes it shows up, I think we show up with resistance
Yes, exactly.
to what's happening around us, and that kind of keeps us in a bind, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Resistance is what blocks your success. It blocks your authenticity, and it doesn't feel good either.
No, it's actually exhausting because I've
Yeah.
been a resistor in the past,
Mhm.
especially like if you know you have like a high calling on your life and it feels bigger than where you're at, and so absolutely it can be very exhausting. So how do we become more authentic? I heard you talking about when you get connected to the present moment and what's happening around you. Can you say more about that?
Oh, I'd love to. So, being authentic really is about coming from the truth of who you are.
Mhm.
And it is a matter of, well, let me explain this part. Quantum physics has proven that we are only 4% these physical bodies, but like 96% of us is spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it. It's that part that activates us, that keeps us alive, that keeps this physical matter functioning. And so therefore, the more we stay in touch with the greater part of ourselves, then we have access to the information, the guidance, the knowledge that we need. I like to call it divine inspiration for what to
Mm.
do next. I mean, even in the middle of a disaster, you can receive divine inspiration that will help you save yours or other people's lives, or who knows? I mean, it's just being open to receiving that instead of like, oh no, it's like being in that resistance. And then it's like, I shouldn't be resisting. So then you're resisting the resistance. And oh my gosh, it gets real crazy.
Circle, right? We get
Yes,
caught on
exactly.
this wheel of resisting the resistance. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So what are some steps or ideas that you can give us that will help us to lean into, being present with what is? I mean, I find in the Western world and, wherever you may be watching from, whatever part of the world you may be watching from, it may be different in your world, but I find in the Western world, we are so go, go, go. We are a highly masculinized society where we're using predominantly our masculine energy to achieve, to climb ladders, corporate ladders, entrepreneurial ladders, whatever it is. We're efforting, we're fighting, we're striving, right? And so much around us is so busy. So how do we like how do we slow down? How do we get connected?
Oh, excellent, Karima. And it really is the essence of where you need to start, because you have to become aware that your world is like that.
Okay.
And you have to decide that that isn't what you want. And therefore, you have to get really clear about what you do want instead, why you want it, how you want to feel instead. I mean, for me, I know, pushing and, oh my gosh, all of that busyness and craziness and thinking you have to, and you do, and you do, and you do. It doesn't make me feel good. It exhausts me, and I'm not happy.
Yep.
So when I stop and take a deep breath and close my eyes for just a moment, doesn't have to take long, get back in touch with myself, and I go, what do I want instead? I don't like this. Why do I want it? How do I want to feel? When you discover why you want it, that's the juice that will help you begin to bring it into reality. How you want to feel is what will actually turn it around and start bringing it to you. Because as you think, so you become. So when you're thinking about how you want to feel, you begin to start feeling that way instead.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you practice that, the more you are going to become, I'm going to call it successful by being authentically you, because you are coming from the truth of who you are, what you truly want, from your essence and what you came here to give, not what everybody else expects you to give,
Right.
but what you know within your own heart you're here for.
Right, right. And now oftentimes, but not always, oftentimes, money, wealth also encompasses money and prosperity also encompasses success for some people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so how do we become more authentic in our relationship to money?
Wonderful, wonderful question. Money is just a tool like everything else. I mean, it is, we in the, I know, and like you mentioned, in the Western world tend to have blown it up into this entity of some sort, but really, really, it is just a tool. It's just energy.
Yeah,
Everything is energy. So is money. So
yeah,
as you shift your relationship with money and realize that it is just energy and it's a tool, really, really, we don't want the money. What we want is what the money's going to give us. And once we get in touch with what we really want, then it's a matter of working with the essence of the energy of money to help bring it to us.
mm-hmm.
And there's powerful ways to do that, very powerful techniques.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think the part where you were talking about slowing down and getting connected, and I find that when I relax into my feminine and balance my masculine and feminine energies, it shifts not only my relationships with my relationship with myself, with my creator, but also my relationship with my body, with my spirit, with my money. Like everything flows from in within without. Right?
Exactly. Exactly, Karima. And, whether you're a man or a woman, it
Mhm.
does not matter. We all have masculine and feminine
Thank you for saying
energy
that. Yeah.
within us.
Yeah.
And so if you tend to be more go, go, go driven, yes, you do need to bring a balance of that feminine energy into your life, whether you're a man or a woman. I
Yep.
mean, men have that feminine part as well. And it's when we bring that balance, that is when we come to closer to the truth of who we are. And
Hmm.
then we're able to be more successful. We're able to have a better relationship with everybody around us, with money, and above all, yes, with ourselves. Because until you learn to accept and love yourself for the unique and beautiful and perfect being that you are and what you came here to do,
Mm.
you're back in that resistance circle. And, it's not going to get you the joy, happiness, or success that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to share this with everybody, Kareem. I hope you don't mind, but
No, not at all.
my money has come when I'm not focusing on it. When I am focusing on living and serving and giving and doing what I came here to do and working with the
Mm-hmm.
energy as it, flowing with it as it comes to me. I literally have like turned around, looked at my account and went, whoa, because I'm not just focused on that. That's the only be all and end all.
Exactly.
I love what I do. I love helping people. I love serving. I love the work that I do as a light worker in the world and, sending light to the planet, the animals. I mean, people when they're in distress, when we hear about all these terrible, occurrences throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is important to me. But the truth of it is, Karima, is the higher we keep our vibration,
Mm-hmm.
it raises our point of attraction, and therefore you will receive the desires of your heart by staying in that higher vibrational space.
Yes.
So, it's easy, but it just takes practice. You really do have to apply it. You have to do it and have
Yeah.
fun doing it.
Yeah.
Don't make it like, oh, I have to do this, and if you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Yeah. And I think part of that, has come from like living in our society. There's a lot of heavy messaging around money, you know,
Oh,
and the lack thereof, or it says something about me as a spiritual being, as a being roaming the earth, if my bank account doesn't look like the Joneses across the street, right?
yeah,
And so,
exactly.
and you kind of were touching on this a little bit already, like, you know, when you stood in your power and took your life back and, powerfully proclaimed that you were going to be fully, joyfully, deliciously nada, right?
Mhm.
Money showed up.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's not the only thing. I mean, you talked about joy. You
Mhm.
talked about, living in your purpose and kind of the peace that comes with that. And so, what else can you share with us? Any like final words of wisdom that you would offer to us about staying in the flow of joy, ease, and infinite wealth? Like, nobody talks like that. Nobody talks about infinite wealth. And it sounds like being authentically you has given you more access to joy, ease, and infinite wealth. So if you could share any final words of wisdom on how we can flow through life, not resisting, not sabotaging, and feeling worthy of that.
You know, Karima and everybody, really, really, wealth is more than money, first of all, and above all. It is money, it's a part of the benefit, but wealth is the joy. It is the freedom that you experience from being able to do the things that you want and enjoy and be with your family or, go places, travel, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, really, really, infinite wealth is infinite joy and fun. And, finding in every moment, whatever's delivered to you, whatever you're in the middle of, whatever you've attracted, and it may be a contrasting experience. Find the blessing, find the clarity that it's trying to give you, find what you truly want, and focus on that instead. Go, okay, yeah, I'm here and that's going on. And I don't want that. I don't like it. And you have to be where you are. You have to start where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start focusing on what you truly want, and not just in money, but in your relationships, and how you
Mm-hmm.
feel,
Mm-hmm.
and everything you want to do in your life, that is what you will begin to create and bring more of towards yourself.
Okay. All right. I really am taking away. I had not heard the fact that you said we are 96% spirit or matter, or can you kind of repeat that again? 4%
Exactly. We are 4% matter or physical
matter.
bodies.
Okay.
And, the earth itself is like, say, a 4% part of our world, the part that we see around us, my desk, my computer.
Right.
But the energy around us that activates us, that enlivens us, that, some people call it spirit, some people call it soul, some people call it, source, God, the universe, goddess, whatever you want to call it. That is the 96% of reality. So
Mm.
this is a very small part. So if we start acting from the truth of that and
Hmm.
realizing that really, really who we are is bigger people than we think, and we have the possibility of making a huge difference in everyone's life and our own if
Yeah.
we just choose to shift our focus and apply ourselves in that area. Marianne Williamson said that we are not afraid of failure, or afraid of how great we are, and
Hmm.
it's so true. So once you get it, into that and start having fun with it, you will master not only your money, but your success, your freedom, your happiness, your joy, and your life.
Wow. Well, Nada, I'm sure there are a lot of people who are just holding their breath to find out how they can connect with such grace and love and beauty that is emanating from you, and just the gifts that you have to offer us. So I know you have something that you wanted to share with our viewing audience. And so can you just really briefly share a little bit about how people can stay connected with you?
Oh, I'd love to, Karima. And my free gift for all of you, and I truly give it from my heart, but it is the audio recordings of the very first month of my Becoming Successful by Being Authentically You group coaching program. And what you're going to discover in these recordings is 3 beautiful meditations and processes to
Mm,
help you discover who you are, what makes you so unique, and what are your gifts. And I call that the essence, the basis of beginning to become authentically you.
hmm.
Please click the button below, sign up, and
Yeah.
enjoy. You'll hear real people on these calls. They're very real. I had a very, very authentic, rough beginning in that we had a storm going on, and you'll hear the recording cut out. We have to be real. We don't have to be perfect. So
Ooh, write
enjoy.
that down, everybody. We don't have to. We have to be real. We don't have to be perfect. And
Mhm.
thank you. Just thank you so much, Nada.
Uh,
If you'd like to reach Nada again, click the link on this on the email. Also, you can reach her at nadasessentials.com. Correct?
yes, that's
Great.
correct.
Well,
Beautiful.
I just appreciate you for your willingness to share with us from your heart about who you've been, who you are, and who you're continuing to become. And your light is bright, and your brilliance is a pleasure to behold. So I am humbled that you were able to do this interview for us. So
Oh, thank you, Karima. And we were talking about the mirror effect in the beginning. So I'm just reflecting that part in you. You're a beautiful woman and amazing, and doing this summit. Thank you for the opportunity and the honor to be here and to be able to share, my experience, what I come to know to be true. So thank you.
wonderful. Wonderful. Well, that concludes our conversation today. Please join us again tomorrow for another session of Money Joy Masterclass. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.